there, Scotty Boxer here, and these are my top tips for Bali first timers. Tip number 1. Before you go on your Bali holiday, go and exchange $25 US. You'll need this for your holiday visa on entry into Bali. Tip number 2, alcohol. Bring your duty free with you. There is a limit of 1 litre per person, but alcohol in Bali is quite expensive due to the taxes. A bottle of Jim Beam could be around $60 and a bottle of vodka, for example, is probably around $50. So bring your duty free with you and only 1 litre per person. Tip number 3, when you arrive at the Bali airport, quickly make your way to the visa counter with your $25 US and get your visa in, done and quickly before the lines. There are going to be over 140 people, say, trying to do the exact same thing. First in, best dressed, quicker out of that airport. Tip number 4, bag porters. They're everywhere and they'll grab your bags quicker than lightning to carry them for you. But first timers, I would recommend them not carrying your bag unless you've got something really heavy or lots and lots of bags. Because most of the time they'll try and rip you off. They know the ATMs in the area mostly only put out $50,000 and $100,000 notes, which is equivalent of probably $5 and $10. But really you only need to tip them between 10 and 20,000 rupiah, which is the equivalent of $1 or $2. Tip number 5, traveling short distances around Bali is easy, and I would recommend the Bluebird taxi so you don't get ripped off. There are copycat taxis that look very similar, but they were bound to rip you off or pretend that their taxi meter doesn't work and blah blah blah, all these other excuses. And remember to always ask them to put the meter on. If they don't have a meter that works, then don't get in the taxi. It's as simple as that, and it'll make traveling around Bali much easier. Tip number 6. If you're traveling long distances and there are a group of you, then you could hire a minibus driver for the day, which can cost between $30 and $60 for the entire day. They'll drive you anywhere, wait for you while you do your shopping, have dinner, meals, drinks, everything. They'll sit around and wait for you for around between $30 and $60. Most hotels and resorts will offer this service, but sometimes you can find them cheaper out on the streets. Tip number 7, shopping. In Bali you can get some great bargains and lots of cheap stuff, but you can also get ripped off. My biggest tip for first timers is don't buy anything on the first day or 2 that you're in Bali. Browse, look, and experience what it's like to bargain, practice bargaining, and always walk away without buying. That way the next day, when you do go shopping and you want to purchase the product, you know how low they're willing to go to sell you that product. If you don't want to do the bargaining, but you want to buy some knickknacks and goodies, try the supermarket and the Bintang stores because there's no bargaining there and normally the prices are pretty good and fairly cheap. Tip number 8, departure. You'll need 150,000 rupiah for airport taxes when you leave the airport. Don't forget, on day 1 or the very first day you go and get larger amounts of money out, put 150,000 rupiah away, put it in your passport and forget about it until you need it at the airport. That's the biggest tip because so many people forget about that, and sometimes ATMs aren't right where you are. Make sure you break your bigger notes up into smaller notes as soon as possible, because when you're in Bali, a lot of people pretend that they don't have change so that they can earn more money out of you. Well, that's it for my tips. If you have any other tips,